Hello everyone, I am Mizaluk, and welcome to the 133rd battle of the Promethean Directive Season 2, where we are going to have the most awful battle of all time. A massive coalition have joined up to confront the BlueRock Investment Company capital. And oh boy, is there a lot of them. Looking at the map view, we have the brick forces consisting of a bunch of river defenses, some civilian buildings, and some aerial fleets. We have a big block of Erewhon craft, Mababa craft, and Sword of the Ecclesiarch craft. And this Slagfest is moving at a 1/6 speed? No way. No way we're at 0.16. I do not believe that. But if we are, then I will accept 1/6 speed. That is more than anyone has any reason to expect. There we go. Just took a few tries to shift caps. I'm just going to kind of position the camera here for a minute and see where the missiles end up coming into focus at. We're actually moving at 1/6 speed. This is insane. I thought for sure we'd be at like 0.05. I mean, it's not a good speed, but for a battle this large, it's crazy. The battle has been cut in half, for anyone who did not hear that earlier. So you've got exactly half the defenders and half the attackers, with only a small amount of rounding where stuff wouldn't have been even. But this is crazy. This is good. Maybe we should have run the whole battle. No, that would have taken like 3 times as long. Because there's twice as much stuff to kill, and yeah, and it's gonna run a lot slower. I'm just amazed. I thought it was gonna be worse. I guess I did cook on this PC build. Out of morbid curiosity, I'm gonna check and see what's limiting me. Okay, my CPU is at 45%. My GPU is at 6%. My memory is at 87%. So I think I don't think it's memory capped. I think it's probably one thread on the CPU is being our limiter. Because if you had RAM issues, you'd get freezes, not a slowdown, I think. You'd get stutters. So I think that this must be getting bottlenecked on the physics or the missile thread. Yeah. I don't think... Yeah, I can't see cores just with Task Manager. Yeah. So this is super workable. I vibe with this. A little bit slower right now. Either we've got collisions, well, we got collisions, or could be other random stuff going on that's slowing us down. Stuff just starting to take damage, or more missiles in the air maybe. But Mababa, why have you done this? Why have you done this to my poor PC? That's probably where the slowdown is at. We got like 8 of these guys that are each spawning like 20 sub-vehicles on them. Or at least 10 sub-vehicles. Yeah, we're down to 1/10 speed now. And that's probably due to collisions, missiles in the air, and these guys. Yeah, I feel like Mababa is the single worst contributor to game speed, by far. With spin block spam and with sub-vehicle spam. And with missile spam, small missile spam from the Hawks. Like, Relic was a bit of an offender as well, but they never had more than a few vehicles in a battle. Okay. So in terms of where the missiles are headed, the Krababa there is eating some of them. It's at 8% lost. Oh, that Enoch has lost 11%. And then the classic Mr. Hands Man is for once being ignored, but some of these breakdown vultures have taken hits, but that may have just been ramming, not actual damage. Meanwhile, oh yeah, another damage breakdown voltage. The office buildings are in their 90s, at least 2 of them are. And I'm sure that countless drones are getting shot at and maybe killed that we can't see. But given that I'm not seeing any like 2 damage or AI deads on this screen, I think they're not super effective against the drones, unless they've been killed in the couple minutes before I took the HUD off. We can check the map and look at the spawn sticks on the map there later. But yeah, so far, nothing is after the missile launchers that I can tell. Oh, there's some planes, some drones. Just kind of vibing there. I'm not sure why they're doing that. They might be in the water. Looks like there's some of them just rotating in the water, which is odd. You want to see the brick blimp? I will look for the brick blimp. It is right there. 98. Brick blimp is vibing. Is Mr. Hands Man going after the breakdown voltages there? Those hands are reaching places I don't think they were meant to. Yeah. In a battle this big, I'm not sure there is such a thing as tanky. It's you get ignored or you die. With how many probably repeated target prio things there are going to be, or just like radar sig based target prio. The stuff that does get hit will probably get hit a lot. And the stuff that doesn't either gets hit by strays that are like firing angle locked, which there shouldn't be too much of in this battle, or they mostly just don't get much damage at all. Yeah, office buildings are unarmed office buildings. I was going to say unmanned. They're definitely manned. There are definitely still brick employees at work in these. I really hope their coffee distribution system hasn't been destroyed. That would really suck to be in this kind of battle with no coffee. 0 firepower. Man, maybe Air One really are war criminals. Are they... Could they be going after the highest thing? Because those are higher than the underwater missiles, but not the blimp, probably. Yeah, definitely not higher than the blimp. It's up there on the right. Getting shot by one of the laser guys. Yeah, I think Air One are just war criminals. Could be proxy, because we do see some lasers after the blimp, but only like one of them. You would think that Mr. Hands Man, the one guy who would do well at tearing apart buildings, would be after them, but it's after either drones or it picked like the furthest away underwater missile launcher for some reason. Oh, now we're at 0.03 game speed. Yeah, something's causing the slowdown. Either a ton of missiles in the air or stuff like those spawn sticks or those sub-vehicle spawns. Or collisions, but I would think we'd be past the worst of those at this point. Yeah. For the record, guys, anyone who uses the ship command with that Discord bot y'all discovered yesterday, if you pair me with anyone other than the bot or the Promethean Directive alt, you are getting shot. Don't even think about trying anything else. We can go.
What? Who's getting shot?
We can go look at the brick blimp. Or the brimp, as one can call it. As soon as the game lets me fix my camera to it. There we go. I mean, it's got some laser designators on it, and it occasionally gets missiled. But it is vibing remarkably well. 96. Meanwhile, the very first of the missile batteries has been killed by Mr. Hands Man over there. The Shah Kratala, which is itself at 95%, with several hands amputated. One defense down, 41 to go. Well, at least the buildings are catching less lasers now. A little bit. No, it's still eating a bunch of them. I don't know. They swapped to the other office building. And this time you can't blame an unfreeze for any of the target prio because I didn't unfreeze while spawning in the second group of vehicles. Alright, who was it that shipped me with cringe? El Presidente Deep Sorrows, I'm sorry. You're getting banned. Let's check the map. So the one phage has been shot down, and only a few of the gremlins. They start with 20. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, minus 2 of those that just died. So they've lost 5 of the gremlins and 1 phage, which is a lot of planes still left for the enemy having a ton of AA lasers and small ensign missiles and stuff like that. Yes, it is running at 3 FPS. You can count them. 1, 2, 3. 3.7, 3.5, 3.6. Yeah, about that. 1/20th game speed. But it has shown some capacity to vary. Like right now, we're getting up to 0.08, 0.09, 0.7. So there's definitely some stuff going on, but I think all of those sub-vehicles you see circling in the background, it looks like 8 sub-vehicles per one of those guys, and there's like 7 or 8 of those guys. So that's an extra 50 or 60 vehicles that got brought into play after our beginning smooth 0.16 game speed, or like 10 FPS. Blimps now catching some more lasers, but still mostly the buildings. And let's see how Mr. Shah is doing. There's a dead gremlin. Shah is 94. That office building's at 100. That one is 95. That one is 81. Meanwhile, on the side that are eating missiles, the Skrababa is 87. Kasalji Dar is 100. That Shah is 94. Some random particles, voltages, and dopants have taken some damage. but it's hard to say. And with how many mini-vehicled spawn sticks there are, I don't have any hope of seeing how the air war is going. I'll be honest, if the high meta builders and breadboard wizards in the Northern Spoke Alliance can't figure out how to get a vehicle to go over water and then drop a sonar buoy, then I think this is a partly your problem, skill issue. Like, I am sure that you can code something that will get you to navigate to water. The game even has a built-in pathfinding that prefers to be in water. Like, you can surely hack a thrustercraft AI to think it's a ship and try to go in the water, and then you just drop flares or sonar buoys directly below it. That is what I would do if I were you, but I am sure there are better options. What do you mean you can make that craft and make it look acceptable? Just take an existing craft and mod the AI and put some sonar buoys out the bottom. Okay, Mr. Hands over here has destroyed a second missile silo. I guess that is part of the downside about having your structures underwater, is that they get killed at 80%. If you want to, I wonder if you could be funny and put the entire building on a piston and just piston the whole thing above water to get the comm above water, if that could save you at 80%. That would be really fun if you could. Yeah, cook that, it'll be hilarious. I assume it works, but I don't know for sure whether or not it works that way. I just noticed Discord is warning me that my stream has reduced video or audio quality. This may be due to network conditions. No, it's due to game conditions. It is due to minor... It is due to some people, I think, can take the blame for this one. Obviously, it's contributed by a lot of people, but I think they are the worst offenders. Although, I mean, if we look at the... if I pull up the battle roster... So there are about 70 craft on the brick side. There are about 30 craft on the Erewhon side. There are about 60 craft right now. Will be 70 craft on the Sword of the Ecclesiarch side. And there's only about 30 craft on the side of Mababa until you add the 50 odd sub vehicles from those 7 or 8 guys, plus another I think 20 sub vehicles for the Kasal Jidar. So you end up with them having the most individual vehicles on a per nation level. Oh, Mr. Hands has moved out of range of any of the missile batteries after destroying 2 of them. We will see if he goes back and whether or not he has enough hands to keep doing his malicious work. Hey, you still got a good two hands. but they're definitely damaged. Here we finally see the brick blimp taking more laser fire, down to 93. As soon as the game lets me shift caps, there we go. Now, I know this guy has lasers offensively. I think I see some small missiles there, but those may be interceptors. Lots of ammo. Definitely means it has missiles. Some more missiles over there. Bunch of jets. I assume it's a mainly... No, it does have to be a mainly missile craft, that's right. But it may have some weak lasers. We still have all three skyscrapers vibing. 80, 94, and 99. Let me get a decent bird's eye view right here. And pause with my camera for a bit. Oh, I did not see the bank of large missiles. Yeah, the breakdown voltages were satisfied by only killing a couple 100,000 workers. They'll leave the millions later to feast on. What's funny is that out of anyone, Mababa should be the ones that do have sonar, because their craft are all marked as like submarines, because they're multi-terrain capable. Yet in the one battle where you actually want them to be in the water giving sonar detections, they don't have sonar. Oh, yep, those two guys are in opens. Are they just set to like move straight forward or something? Because they're definitely not maneuvering to get to range like the other dopins are. We're speeding up a bit here, I think. 1/8 speed. 0.12 is not the worst. Let me go for a quick little health check. That is so many enemy markers on the top of the screen. Like, I hadn't appreciated that before. Ghost is at 89. Now the Shah Abara is 90. The Krababa is 86. The Gasol Judara is still 100, so it hasn't taken target prior to this battle for some reason. And then there's various random Enox breakdown voltages, silica dopants that have taken some damage. But they're mostly good health. Are those guys gonna ram? Probably. Yeah, so there's a lot of random Erewhon craft in the 90s. And some that are even lower than that, but you definitely need to start killing them if you're the brick side. Is that a... No, it's moving fine. I thought it was grounded for a second. Breakdown voltage 93. Is that the... Oh, that's an Enoch 75. I wonder where the Warhammer 40k looking ship from the sword got to. Whatever it's called. I bet it's right there. Maybe? Nope, those are more Erewhon craft. I don't know. Unless it's like hiding under the camera somewhere. But I don't think so. Okay, that brick craft is now 84%. Let's get a good look at this guy, because I don't think we have before. So the Shah Abara has some fast-firing, front-siding APS with very decoped missile length, or cannon barrel lengths, it seems. It is also on the ground. Ghost is 83. Let's see who it is. So it's a brick phage that got killed there. And is that a gremlin, I bet? Is it AI dead? Okay. So if we extrapolate that, then that means that brick are losing the air war, which would make sense given that their enemies have lasers and possibly more small missiles. And they just have more aircraft in general. Brick's here with only 25 planes, whereas the attackers have like 80. Yeah, I can check how many planes are alive. Give me a second. The battle is going slow. Okay. The ghost is vibing. There is one gremlin. And there may be 0 phages, unless the phage fleet is hiding somewhere. Yeah, looks like only one gremlin left. No phages. Looks like 0 gremlins left and 0 phages. Would you like the drills? And if so, all of them or only some?
No drills yet, please.
Okay. We'll wait for you to give the say-so or all the buildings to die. Looks like the ENACs, a decent number of them are taking missile hits. A lot of the ones that I've checked are fairly damaged. And the Kasalji Tower is finally taking some missiles too. It had been untouched until a couple minutes ago. Yeah, now that brick blimp is really getting bullied. Down to 76. And meanwhile, I think a pretty good litmus test for how this will go is to see how the missile batteries are doing, if they're taking damage at all. A decent number of them are in their 90s, meaning that they can, in fact, take damage. On this side of the river, they're mostly all 99 or 100. On the other side, you've got some in the mid-90s. But still quite a few at full health. And the Shah Kratala, meanwhile, is below 90%, with even more leg damage. Looks like no full-length arms are left. Just one that's mostly long, and then two that have been cut really short. So I think the Shah Kratala here will no longer be doing much, if any, damage to the forts, and it'll just be on for the lasers to try and whittle them down. Yeah, the still undecode Pax is a big Mababa L. Like you could just put like a cylinder over that. Doesn't even need to be a good texture. And I know that they have another craft that has at least like the maze pattern underneath the ducts. Instead of just bare pack and armor and batteries. Has this thing had an animated block rotation thing there the whole time? If so, that is cool. Yeah, I guess it does. It just sends those blocks in and out in a wave pattern. I don't know if that is intended. That may not be intended. I feel like those are sub-vehicles that are like drifting. Oh, that was not where I meant to go, but we'll work with it. Okay, the most damage of the skyscrapers is now at under 70%, while the other two are at 90 and 97. And at least some of the Pegasus are taking damage. This one's at 83. And is still on fire in what seems to be a very important part. So this one may fall into the water and die, if that prop gets killed. The current game speed is about 0.05 again. Oh, yep, it did. So now I assume it will fall in the water and get below 80%, but it's hard to say. It may just get killed conventionally. The Casal Judar is now 93. So it is taking a beating, slowly. Chakratal is 87. And then over on the brick side, the Ghost is below 70. And back to Mbaba, the Shah Abara is 87. And the Krababa is 83. That AI dead must be, yep, it's a Merops. So there are definitely being casualties among the attacking aircraft, like that Merops and that Pegasus we saw get burnt down earlier. Ooh, yikes on this blimp. It is no longer super recognizable. But it's still flying, and it may still be dumping out large missiles. Hard to say. Yeah, it looks like the large missile storage is probably still intact on it. The rings are the target aperture of, I think, some of Mbaba's vehicles, showing where it thinks it's shooting at. I believe it's for the sub-vehicles on the Casal Jidar there. I think it's those 7 guys, or 8 if you count the damaged one, who are putting out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rings. Yeah, I'm counting 6 rings, so maybe one of them has a damaged ring. Or is focusing somewhere else for some reason. It's a cool effect to have, but I think it's best reserved for craft that have like mega powerful weapons, where if you see that ring, you know it's going to die. Meanwhile, I mean, we know it is going to die, but it's going to take a long time. Like, I did really like the long-range animation employed by some of the Dow vehicles in Season 1, because it actually meant that you were the target of the probably the most powerful laser deployed that season. Or was it, I don't know what it was, laser or pack. But in this battle, it just means you're getting a small number of mediocre and ugly-looking packs fired at you. So this guy is this has 2 sub-vehicles, the Alley Mud and the Yildirim. I don't know what or why. And the Mazdars, which are in there. So this thing has 3 different sub-vehicles. And I don't know why. There goes another plane, a Pegasus. Checking around here, nothing more happening. Okay, I think we're still at only a couple of the missile things destroyed. Let's see how the Shah is doing and if it's actually going to do much over here. Or if it's just going to ram its face into the land while it tries to kill a missile tower. Looks like it's going to ram its face and legs into the wall. Well done. Yep, it's trying its best, you know. He's just not a very handy guy. Yep, I mean, y'all, yeah, it's just gonna keep moving hands, and maybe it will do some damage there. I think we saw some. Yeah, it did finally get it below 80%, but now it looks like the hand has been amputated so short it won't be able to do that again. Not with any repeatability anyways, and certainly not without ramming its face into the ground and losing lots of plate cope. Why do you even need that many plates? What do they do? Is it drag reduction? Huh. Well, you better be careful, man, or you're gonna get health below 80% sinking yourself. I assume it floats very well, but hard to say if it ends up ramming and losing a bunch of its props or something. Okay. Skyscrapers still vibing. 63, 85, 97. Okay. Shah Kratala is now at 80, and it has managed to kill an impressive 3 out of 42 missile batteries. It's now below 80%. The good news is it probably has a lot less spin blocks now that the arms have been cut short. That's the hope I'm relying on. Yeah, the blimp is still here. Probably not for much longer. 55, yeah, this will be its last rodeo. But it is within the circle of the Kasal Jidar. And it seemingly managed to obliterate a Yildirim, which will probably get saved by repair spam. Yep. I really should have probably banned ducks on anything that gets spawned by stuff with repair tentacles. Yeah, all the brick planes have been down for a while. Yeah, there are limits on how much stuff you can repair. This thing probably gets away with a ton of repair bots because it just has a ton of sub vehicles. I This thing had at least 24 repair bots or repair tentacles, plus some of its sub vehicles have too. That is a lot. I don't. I never wrote rules about spawning stuff that can spawn stuff with repair tentacles or whatnot, so I'm not even sure how that thing goes in terms of compliance, but I would probably not okay any increase in what it does. Wait, no, that's got 7 times 3, 21. That's got 42 repair tentacles on the main vehicle. That's a lot. Yeah, 42 repair tentacles. It has 14 of those little oscillating thingamabobs. Which, let's get inside these and see what they even do. Are they just like batteries? Okay, they're just power generators. And it has 16 sub vehicles around it. Yeah, I bet the wave engine is just there to increase repair allowance. It looks kind of cool too, but yeah, honestly, I should probably. My intention with repair tentacle allowances was not stuff like this. I did not really think about vehicles carrying tons of sub vehicles and keeping them with it. It was meant for carriers that built stuff, and it was meant for like twin guard style stuff with only one mech getting held. So yeah, if we were not like at the end of the season, I would be banning this level of repair. I'm not sure how I would regulate it, but I would not permit it like this. Also, did this thing just lose like half of its engine guys? No, they're just lagging around. Okay. Good news is that this guy's probably getting only 91. Oh, the first office building has been killed. I don't know how it got down to 30. Oh, it got broken in half, I think. Yeah. It got split clean in two. And the ghost here has been absorbing 20 seconds of lasers since it got marked 2 damaged. And a bunch of missiles. Boy, they really want this thing dead. And then over there we have a Pegasus despawning too. So decent atrophy amongst the Pegasuses. But even decent atrophy is nothing when you've got 45 of them. Okay, so now we are just left with, above the water on the brick side, 2 skyscrapers. And then below the water, 39 missile batteries. Rest in peace, that opened. Mr. Hand, 79. Kasajidar, 91. Shah Abara over there is 84. But it may have lost its... No, it can still frontside the way it probably wants to. No idea if its projectiles are reaching that. That'd be worth checking. Seeing. Whoop. See if I can hitch a ride on one of them and make sure it does reach its destination. you firing at? Nope, that's a missile. Ah, well. Yep, Ghost is down, building is down over there. Who is sustained by repairs? And Merops? I don't know who is repairing you, but they shouldn't be. I'm sure it'll despawn shortly. The Kasal Judar has started eating a lot of Ensign missiles, it seems. That is a lot more fire than I remember this thing having. And some of the drones are eating missiles too. Oh, it has lost another Ildirim. I don't know how it loses them, because I would think they'd be repaired constantly by both the main vehicle and these Alimuds. But maybe there's some mechanism for them getting killed. Yeah, what's about to happen here is very silly that it's possible in the rule set. It's about to repair a big duct. If I could get a rationale for the purpose of all of the sub-vehicles in this thing, that would help me determine how the rule set should change to be fair. Yeah. From now on, I'm gonna any of these that are taking a ton of repairs, I'm gonna despawn. Because yeah, the intent is not to have this comical level of repairing capability, because it's just crazy.
I'm actually gonna ask Luke, isn't this like explicitly banned? Because I'm pretty sure I asked like 10 turns ago
Yeah.
and was told that he cannot hold and repair a craft at the same time.
I honestly don't know what the ruling I made on that is. I would believe that I said that.
Like,
because that
I'm actually
sense.
just like gonna pull up the quote.
Yeah, if you've got a quote, send it, especially if it's in a public chat. I don't remember if I said that privately or not, though. But I feel like I had decent restrictions. I don't know, it's in the main rules doc.
Can you look at the buildings?
Yeah, I'll glance over there. So the one despawned. The other big one is 59, eating a ton of lasers. Again, those guys love to do civilian casualties. While the office building one is at 86. You are intended to be allowed to withdraw drones back to the vehicle and repair them. You are, were I to write a rule set now, I would say that you are not allowed to hold and repair stuff. I do not know what what I've said in the past is. But yeah, it is an intended behavior that a carrier or a thing that spawns vehicles can pull them back to repair. That's what some stuff like the Gnat Nest does. It's what the rest of Tarnish's carriers do. It's what the Anku does. It is intended that you can bring it back. Partly because I know that you will often fail, because you've only got 10 seconds to withdraw something, and if it's more than a kilometer away, it just won't get to you. But like holding and repairing is ridiculous, because you'll just never kill them if you can hold them and repair. especially when you have 42 plus more repair tentacles. And your stuff is made out of ducts. Office Building 2 is no more. Office Building 1 is now the king of the office buildings. Some more damage to the missile batteries, and another Pegasus is dead. But most of the batteries are still sitting pretty in their high 90s. Huh. Several down Pegasuses. I'm just going to despawn these guys because they're in the water. For the sake of my frames. Wait, are you flying? You are flying, okay. Yeah, a lot of Pegasuses went down. You're on the land.
Found it was pre-season actually even. Post the quotes.
Those guys look more intact. Okay. All right, that is most of the down stuff killed. Okay. You know, not where I intended to go, but doesn't hurt. And let me look at that quote.
Multiple quotes, but it's What about tractor beamed guns? Just again, no repairs.
Yeah.
I think has repairs though. I think a fact ban would be needed.
Yeah, I don't think any of those are super explicit against this.
What if it was something like the DG hysteria or whatever that's called?
I do not know what this
That was like
is.
specifically about that. It's just twin guard craft. You can tractor beam craft, but you can't repair tractor beamed craft.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. It's the Big Mac they have.
Gotcha.
That thing
The godly
repairs.
one.
That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like you can't repair a craft that are being constantly held by a tractor beam.
Yeah.
Yep,
You
and
can
this guy does
keep
that
them
exactly.
constantly- But you can
Yep.
keep them constantly docked.
Yes.
What's the
If you
HP
don't
on that
repair.
office building?
The HP is too low at this point. I just went 2 damage.
Alright, it's drill time. You can spawn them.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, we're just gonna see if the drills do anything, and then if not, then probably start retreating.
Sounds good. Yeah, the Krababa can't retreat. The 2 downed Nopents can't. The Abara there can't. Actually, I might give you a roll on Liabara because you've got those crawler wheelchair guys that might be able to pull him out. But yeah, okay. Drills have been spawned. Huzzah. And let me grab one of the diff drills and see if I can ride it into battle. And hopefully the experience will not be too nauseating, especially once this gets sped up to 5 times speed after everything I despawned. We are now operating at 20% speed. Yeah. Which I bet it was a lot of the sub-vehicles to blame and just a lot of extra vehicle bloat from like all the 15 odd Pegasuses that I despawned probably. Pegasi. Flying Hanses. Okay. Be very careful what you do next. If I see too much repairing from stuff that's not meant to be repairing other things, I will terminate them. It's not explicitly an issue, but if it is a lot, then it does become an issue. Okay, the Kasal is at 73. And big chunks are falling off. But to my knowledge, not a single one of the underwater turrets has been killed since Mr. Hands stopped doing stuff. Maybe one got killed right here. I'm not certain if there was that big of a space before. But I'm pretty sure 3 got killed by the Shah Kratala, and none have died since. None have even gotten close to dying, I don't think. There goes another Pegasus. And let me see if I can get a ride on one of these missiles and see where they're headed. It looks like, actually, I know where they're all headed for the Kasal Jidar. And I'm guessing it will not look good after this salvo. It is at 71% and has like 20 to 40 silos worth of missiles headed for it. That's funny. It looks like the ones on the far bank are firing at the Kasal Jidar, and the ones on the close bank are firing at the Shah Kratala. Way to cover each other, guys. Great synergy. Kasal Jidar is now at 68. Which is a bit of a shame, too, because I bet his packs were one of the more effective things against the silos. Yes, the silos have medium missiles. The Mahawks have smalls, the silos have mediums. The blimp, when it was alive, had larges. I don't know what other missile stuff there is. What are you even repairing? Is that repairing across the ship? I just killed a gnat in real life, not one of Tarnish's. There is nothing more satisfying than grabbing a bug out of the air and crushing it in your grasp. My next goal in bug killing skills is to learn how to punch them out of the air. But that'll take a bit more skill than I currently have. I'll need to train. It's the more brute force version of grabbing them with chopsticks. Good question. I should follow the drills, or find the drills if possible. There's a drill. There's some drills. Let's see. I think the Shah is falling from the sky right into a field of missiles. That does not seem safe.
I think those are covered in rubber.
Oh.
Well, at
Okay.
least that one got the rubber layer peeled.
Yeah, they can kill the missiles. Question is whether or not this guy will take any damage from exploding ammo boxes or anything. Because I know when I played with like drills that was what would kill them. Or maybe running into stray missiles in a battle with this many. This one though is fine. It just jammed the drill. And oh, the Kasal Judar is prematurely AI dead. Let's see how this drill down here does. It misses. Okay. With this Lagfest dying, I am going to save us a lot of pain and manually despawn these guys. They're not just sitting in the water for forever. I do like, when possible, to leave vehicles in play to serve as just like damage absorbers or decoys, or to see the somewhat cinematic of them getting torn apart. But Mababa is enough of a lag offender that I am going to take the unusual measure of directly despawning everything. It has so many of these. Is that all? Okay. Which, yeah, I'm leaving those guys in because they are potential decoys. And it's not worth the minor lag saving to get rid of them when they serve that role. But I will be willing to do it for smaller stuff like these drones when they crash. Okay. I bet we're going to move at least a quarter speed now, fellas. Okay. Oh, well, we had a quarter there for a moment. 20% still is not bad. For this big of a battle, I am happy with 20%. Computer's now at 49% CPU, 7% GPU, 75% memory. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't spend a ton more on the GPU because those things cost so much compared to CPUs nowadays. Like the best CPU on the market, $500. The best GPU on the market is like $3,000. And especially running physics-based games like this, it's not worth trying to maintain parity. It's better to max out CPU. This Shah Kratala is burning good. 70%. Also, you have some background noise, Finn Mecha. Please mute yourself or I will server mute you shortly. We are getting some more missile batteries killed, and that one was not from a drill. That one just got slowly worn down by lasers or missiles or whatever. Another one over there is dead. Might have been from a drill, because there's a lot of drills over here. Probably was. Oh yeah, given that it got down to 19%, I don't think anything other than a drill would have done that. Oh. I saw you get AI killed. You're done for, mate. These Enochs are a bit of a nuisance. Okay, so we've seen, I think, 3 or 4 more of the defenses get killed since the Mr. Hand stopped his task. But he is burning pretty good now, and we'll have to see what takes the missile prio next. It might be the Krababa over there, which is at 70%. And dropping. I'm not sure if this guy is going to die relatively fast or relatively slow because of how it's built. I think fire probably spreads pretty efficiently in this kind of material, so it'll probably die fast. Oh, there go another 1 or 2 missiles. Make it 3. So yeah, now the question's gonna be, will enough of these die before the attackers run out of drills, or the defenders kill the low damage target prio sinks, like the Krababa and the Hands guy? Because I'm willing to bet at least half of the drills are jammed or killed at this point. Because I'm pretty sure that guy is stuck. I saw one of them stuck over there.
I don't think they're jammed. They're just against rubber, so they don't do damage. But the lasers might peel the rubber off.
That's true. And yeah, we are still seeing kills. And I don't think there's any counterplay that the missiles have against the drills aside from getting lucky and killing them with like ammo debts or something, because they fire missiles that probably go after large stuff. So the drills may be able to eat through enough of these to win, to win the day. But there's still a lot of them. Yeah, I don't think there's been a single Erewhon death, which is crazy. But hey, when all your stuff chills at 2.5 kilometers, you're not going to get much target prio, and all of your allies will sync up the damage despite having a much smaller fleet than you. But that's for your allies to get concerned about, not me. Krababa's 65, Handsman is 67. So slowly but surely they are taking damage. And let's get a missile defense count now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 that are alive on the near bank out of 21. So 8 have been destroyed on this side. On the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 3 have been destroyed. So 11 out of 42, over a quarter of the missile defenses have been killed. And in return, the big drone spawner guy has been killed. Bunch of attacking planes have been killed. A lot of damage has been dealt to a few guys, and a little bit of damage has been dealt to a lot of the Erewhon guys. I still don't know where the Stigmartyr is. Like, it just kind of... Is that the Stigmartyr? Oh, that's an Enoch. It's all the way over there. Okay. Silica Nopent. I do not know where the Stigmartyr is, because I haven't seen it since the beginning. I know it got spawned. Yeah, this guy has been over there with 10 sub-vehicles this entire time. You have 0 blocks. Okay, back to battle. Still not at a great game speed, but a little over 0.2. Yeah. My hope with...
The chat hungers for blood.
What kind of blood does the chat want? Luke, just kill all of them. Yeah. We'll see. In future, if I see an Enoch repairing its sub-vehicles, I'll just despawn the whole thing. But for now, I will be kind. Because I hate doing this mid-battle, and people have rightfully complained about it before. Because, yeah, it is a disadvantage for this to happen to you mid-battle, especially if the rules aren't super well documented. But I feel like if you're doing something as cheesy as building vehicles, a bunch of vehicles, and keeping them with ducks, and keeping them repaired for the whole fight, then you should know that that's something you should ask a question about. And verify that it is okay. Because, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of borderline cheesy things that people do, and that I feel
They're
like
not
they
even
should have
just
thought
building
to
duct
ask about.
vehicles. They're building a vehicle that builds vehicles to just get more free repair tentacles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But the drills are doing their work. But they do seem to be slowing down some. I mean, at least these guys look better than the other undecoded ones, but goodness, yeah. Okay. Let's get a check on the Krababa is 56, the Shah Kratala is 61. And over there is another, oh, the Abhara is 75. So those three right now I think are eating the majority of the missiles. And those are the remaining non-Enoch Mababa vehicles. I am a Q menu sniper. There goes another missile battery. And there goes a drill. The first one I've seen get killed. Either got drilled by his buddy or hit by some random fire. Or it could have been a terrain clipping incident. But we have been seeing the missile batteries despawn like crazy since the drills got involved. And only occasionally do they take a drill with him. That guy looks disabled. That guy's been jammed since the start and is probably going to hit below 80 very shortly, because I just saw it lose 1%. But yeah, we've confirmed that at least one drill has been killed. I feel like one of these is going to die. I am not sure when it will happen, but I feel like it will. Yep, that guy over there hit below 80 and sinking, as predicted. Speaking of below 80 and sinking, this Shah Kratala is about to be either that or 2 damaged, because it is falling down. And the Krababa over there is also 2 damaged. So the target prio sponges are dying, and we're now seeing more missiles start hitting the particles and voltages and dopants. This one may yet be winnable, barely. The Ibarra is still 75. Oh. Okay, no, that is the defense, not the drill. But yeah, here you've got 4 drills that are jammed. That one will get free once the battery despawns. And over there you've got, yeah, the jammed one got killed. That one may come back for more, we'll see. Shakratala is certainly enough on fire to get below 55. Even if no more missiles hit it, I think. Which plenty more missiles will hit it. But a lot of them are also going into the swarm of Air-1 vehicles. Okay, there goes another 2 missile batteries that have been drilled. Even 1 or 2 functioning drills might be able to carry this through. And it looks like the laser guys are mostly being smart enough to only target the ones they can hit. Because they're mostly targeting the far ones. That guy isn't, but most of the other ones have been targeting the ones on the far bank, from whatever side they're on. Yep, Shakratala is 2 damaged, and there goes another missile battery, which has 2 drills jammed on it. And let's see what these guys do to each other once the battery despawns. I'm going to guess at least one of them is going to die. There's a breakdown voltage perishing slowly. And for those curious, we are back to 0.05 game speed. Come on! You can do it. CPU is now 60%. Nah, it's actually blacked down to 50. Memory is holding steady, so no memory leaks, thankfully. That would really suck in a battle this large. Oh, those 2 drills did seemingly get free without killing each other. But one of them is at 86 and will eventually probably end up dying. If not to terrain, then to friendly fire or just enemy, hitting an enemy. Over here, there's another thing at 80, which is a missile battery. Yep, that drill seemingly has claimed a battery. Okay, we are now left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 batteries on the far shore, so 15 have been destroyed on that side. And over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 7 have been destroyed for a total of 22 out of 42 killed. So we are now, for the first time in the battle, below half of the missile defense capability. But I think about half of the drills have probably died at this point. I see 4 over there and a 5th one over here. 6 drills are left. 7? Okay, so yeah, we have 7 drills out of 12 that spawned. But the Mbaba craft are all dying. Shah over there is much slower. Oh, has this Kratala crashed into anything of note down here, or did they just get killed incidentally? Looks like they just got slowly worn down by missiles, lasers, or drills. This drill over here is kind of just vibing and missing a lot of things, but maybe doing damage. Another missile battery over there is dead. don't think that's the enemy you're supposed to be going after there, buddy. Be careful. Now we're at a quarter speed. Yeah, look at that. This is almost playable. This is what a medium battle looked like for me on my old rig. It was kind of sad. Yeah, you should have used the tarnish strategy of blast guns on your drills. Could have worked. Has it been confirmed that these guys are rubber coated?
They have to be. There's no way the drills are like bouncing off like that. No damage.
Yeah.
And then when they get damaged, like they move in.
Yeah. This drill is not dead yet, but the next time it goes underwater it will be. Which will bring the drill count to exactly half of the starting number, I believe. Meanwhile, over here, another missile battery has been drilled to death, but this drill is close to suffering a poor fate itself. I think there's a chance of it suffering damage once it gets free, but we'll see. It's definitely lost some of its rubber guards, so it may die if it just hits terrain or another drill the wrong way. There's a drill that's jammed. There's another drill trying to join the fray, still at 100%. Yep, that drill is going down, but will it manage to drill a defense before then? It has. This guy, between that drill and getting rammed by the falling Shah Kratala, this battery has been brought low. And the drill may even get away with it if it manages to surface in the next 6 seconds, but it doesn't seem like it wants to. Nope, that drill will perish. But so has this missile battery. So we are now down to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 missile batteries. Very quickly, they've lost another almost quarter of their forces. Yep, they are rubberized. It has been confirmed. Oh, there goes the Merops. Okay, somewhere in play, we've still got one of those shipping container looking sub-vehicles. Either that or it's left behind a ghost deco, which vanished when I looked at it. Okay, that's not at all abnormal. Oh, there goes another 2 of the drills. Not sure exactly what happened to them. May have been friendly collisions, may have been terrain collisions, or stray missiles, who knows. But yeah, that's 2 more of them killed, and that one may be permanently terrain jammed. Oh.
Luke, that wants a crowbar action.
Who wants a crowbar action?
The underwater arrow one thing.
The Silica Nopent wants to crowbar? Oh.
No, Crab wants to crowbar the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, one, it's a decoy craft. I don't know if it's taken prior, then that helps. But are your missile silos manned? I don't know if your machine made the evaluation that it's cheaper to have them manned or unmanned. Yikes, friendly fire there. Careful, guys. Okay, nothing is manned, yeah. I think it would be very hard to do that, yeah. Oh, there goes one more drill. That leaves 3 operational on this side of the river. And as far as I can tell, none operational over here. That Shah Abara is burning pretty good, but it's still got a lot of health to get through before the missiles can fully concentrate on the Air-1 craft. But some of these guys are getting worn down by the lasers alone. But most are still in their 90s. Another drill is down. Just 3 drills left now. Also, let me despawn this crashed Enoch and his buddies. Okay, I'm honestly surprised there weren't any under the ground. Oh, some of these, I bet these guys have been just like routinely crashing into the mountain from the beginning, but it's hard to say. That could have been how they've been slowly taking damage.
A person said one of the things retreating when it shouldn't be.
Okay, I'll give it a look.
Oh, never mind. It should be, never mind.
Okay. Oh, is that another drill or another missile dead? That's another missile dead. This is a very dangerous place for these drills to be with how many missiles are in the water. But that missile battery will soon be down as well. Is that body slam and everything good for you? Eh? Another missile battery is below 80 and sinking. Careful, drills. We finally lost a particle over there. Look at that, guys. Erewhon can take casualties too. I bet this drill's done for, though. Yep. That probably friendly fire missile took it down. Speaking of missiles, that guy just ran into a bunch as well. Yeah, this is not a safe place for anyone to be. Did not manage to kill themselves on the train. Alright, we are now left with 8 missile defenses out of the starting 42. Yeah, this has been a remarkably close battle. And we'll see if those drills are intact enough to get over to this side of the river and do more drilling. They've not arrived yet. And those lasers are, they're hitting, but they're struggling to hit. They're not very accurate.
Your stream died.
Stream died? Okay. Oh, it did. It just completely died. I may have hit some command accidentally. Okay. I don't think the missiles have been going after the drowned craft. I think they've been pretty consistently going after stuff like the Shah Abara and the Shah Kratala and the other guy. What makes you think the drowned craft are to blame? Yeah, if these guys had the full defense amount, I think they would have swept here pretty easily. Maybe not swept. They would have taken a lot of damage still. But imagine nearly twice the missiles. Yeah. I've definitely been on the side of brick with regards to despawning stuff, because I haven't despawned any brick stuff prematurely. But Mababa did have some unfair repair stuff. That's fair, yeah. If they had the full defenses, you would have left before getting into a long fight. Well, it's been quite a while since one of these guys died. And the 2 drills have arrived, but this one is stuck on the rubber, which hasn't been destroyed yet, although it might be soon. And the other one is struggling to get contact and is taking some terrain damage. So his rubber shell is definitely eroded to the point where he may not survive long enough to get into contact. So there's still a small hope for the defenders. And that guy may take enough gradual missile damage from friendly fire or otherwise. But even without the drills, that is 1 more defense destroyed. We're now down to 7. And a couple of them are pretty close. Most of them actually are pretty close to 80. So given time, they will get there. I bet that drill is not going to survive this one. Oh, that Shah Abara is still being a missile sink. Yeah, without all those Mababa craft to eat missile prio, this would have been a lot more bleak for Erewhon's craft. Because we've seen how these missiles can chew into Erewhon craft. But I mean, you can tell by how much the battle sped up. We're now almost at a third, and how many less AIs there are that a lot of stuff has been killed. Oh, but this time the missiles are going for some Erewhon craft. If I can lock onto them, that is. Another missile battery is down, but that drill is going to be down pretty shortly too. It's at 82. Oh, these guys are after a macroscopic particle, which some of them missed, but most managed to hit. Looks pretty bad. Some pieces falling off. Okay, there are just 5 defenses left. At 84, 81, 83, 85, and 87, there are none left in their 90s. They have very little time left to live. And I bet this guy's going to despawn right now. Oh. Hasn't quite rammed the land hard enough to kill itself. Shah Abara is 64. 1 more defense is down. Terex pattern is once more hugging the ground, but on its rubbered side. Yeah, smokes on the silos could have helped, although I don't know how. Obviously, you normally don't think about smokes when you're already underwater. But I also don't know how effective that would have been at protecting the rubber, because you really need to save your outer layer. So you'd need pretty widespread smoke. The last drill is down, just as 3 silos remain. Oh, that Enoch finally died over there. But there are still a lot of circling voltages, dopants, and whoever else. Oh. Only a couple Pegasus are left. I know there's another couple Pegasus fleets. Oh, only 5 Merops are left. Oh, there's some Mahawk fleets. I don't know if there's... Oh, yep. I think all of the Mahawks are still alive. Yeah, all 14 Mahawks are still alive. And while I was checking on that, we are now down to our very last missile battery. This has been a well-fought battle for Brick, I have to say. Oh, there is one more drill stuck down there. Well fought, but they have eventually fallen. Health below 80 and sinking. Although really it's just health below 80 and sitting there. But who am I to judge? If the game didn't have the health below 80% effect, or if it was like 75 instead of 80, this could also have been a Brick win. Because if those guys, because those are like as durable as a lot of things, although in this case the missiles went down early. But yeah, with more time underwater, this could have been a lot more of a Brick dub. But as it stands, the BlueRock Investment Company's capital has fallen, and the attackers are victorious, albeit with catastrophic casualties on all but the Erewhon side. Thank you all for watching.